Hello everyone, this is ThePandaPhotographer from 6x6studios.com. Welcome to the channel, and this video is going to feature the GoPro Hero 6 Black. I'm going to show you the overall specs and everything so we can go through it together. So if you are thinking about purchasing this little device, it is $399. In some cases you get a bundle with the three-way and some with the free SD card for $449.99. But other than that, just get into this video and let me get straight into it. So the first thing I want to show you is a little feature most people probably don't really know about when buying GoPros, is that you can replace the lens here, which is weather seal, and it has a weather gasket and it locks into place. So what I'm going to do is just turn this to the left, snap it off, it comes off. And you can see that the lens is actually exposed now. You can see that the quality control is really nice. There is a weather seal layer here. Not sure you guys can see that, but and you can see there's a weather gasket right there on the lens itself. Now these are exchangeable. You can put ND filter on top of your lens. So I'm gonna put this back on, and I'm gonna to my right, and it's back in place once again. So you guys know how to do that. Pretty simple. Let's check out these ports. Please do not use this. This does come off, but if you lose this, this is 20 bucks from GoPro. It's insanely overpriced. This should be about $9 to $10 minimum. But as you can see, you got USB Type C and you got a mini micro HDMI there, so you can plug this into a TV, play back, or you can transfer and charge your battery from here as well. Now on the other compartment slot, we're going to open, this is the battery. The battery comes out, and inside the battery is where you store your SD card. And as you can see, I have 128 class 3 SanDisk Extreme Plus, and this can go back in. And as you can see, this is the power button. This is the record button. Now I'm not sure which one is the microphone, because there's a lot of microphone cutout holes here. So the audio on this is good but not great, so keep in mind if you are in loud areas, this will your audio may be affected. You may not hear yourself in the audio. But with that said, just turn this on. Power on. Now we have, let's go all the way down to 720. And 720 we got if we move to the 720, we got 240 frames a second, 120 frames a second, 60, 30, and 24. So if you want to change to that, you can. Sometimes this menu is really tricky to get out, but you can change the resolution over to 4K, to 4K 60 frames a second. I like to leave it on 30 because 30 is where stabilization claims to work, but in some of my footage it just looks a little jittery in some cases. Now you can go for wide or super wide if you want to. Now these are all your settings here, your controls. You can control your auto white balance, your compensation exposure, minimum ISO, max ISO. During the daytime I have it 100 to 400. At night I have it from 400 to 1600. Depends on the lighting. I am shooting it flat right there. I am shooting flat, and I do apologize that's in French. But I do have the audio disabled. If you want to have raw audio, you can have that feature, but it will take up more SD card space. Yeah, everything else is on auto, and I am shooting in flat profile, etc., etc. It tells you that how much it will crop when using stabilization, 10%. And you can also see that it tells you that some of these features do not work in 240 frames per second, 30 frames per second, 25 frames per second, or 24 for slow mode. audio is based on how you want to actually use this device. Now there's a win feature for cancel out win, and there's a stereo. Right now we are using stereo, but other than that, you scroll to your right and where you can absolutely view your files if you want to. The top is where you go into your preferences and your settings, and you can change whatever you want, time and date, activate voice command, which I'm going to show you that right now. So, hey GoPro, start recording. The GoPro starts recording, as you can see. Hey GoPro, start recording. Now it's not responding. Hey GoPro, start recording. Hey GoPro, stop recording. It does work, but when you're in loud, if you are in loud areas and loud environments, it will not work half the time. You really have to get close to talk to it. But other than that, guys, so photo is an option here to take photos. Photos here, photos I haven't taken anything yet, but word is that they look really good. Burst shots, you can do burst shots if you want to, and time lapse. I haven't tested time lapse, but people, please do look forward for me doing time lapse with this device to give you my overall experience with this as a time lapse device. And then back to video, and as I said, video could change all the way from 4K all the way down to 720p, and keep in mind, stabilization doesn't work for all settings, so keep that in mind. But the build quality is pretty good. It is really water sealed, submerged up to 10 meters underneath water. If you guys don't know what 10 meters is, it's 33 feet, or about 32 to 33 feet. So battery life on this so far, when I'm using it off and on, it lasts me about 2 to 3 hours, depends on what I'm shooting, but it does depend on how long I'm shooting for. So I remember when I was doing the blog with this, I had to charge it a few times with the portable battery brick because I was using it to capture a lot of B-roll to make that Chicago to New York train Amtrak experience videos. But as the PandaPhotographer, I try to provide content that makes sense. So this is the vlogging camera. I'm not really fond about the audio, but then again, I need to test out the audio's raw capabilities on here. That might be a different story. But with that said, this is the PandaPhotographer showing you guys the GoPro Hero 6. Now, I am going to show you a contraption, which this is called the 3-way. And for the price, I feel like this can be built a little better because this comes off easily. If you turn this very easily and you forget about it, it does pop out over time. This does have a tripod legs that you can store by placing that inside the handle. Now, in my video why I invested in the GoPro, I talked about when I'm putting this back in, which does protect your GoPro. Put the door back on, make sure the clamp is in, snaps in. But sometimes it's so hard to pop this open and you feel like you're gonna break the glass when this drops down, and this does hit the glass. So GoPro, for next model of the 3-way, please don't let it hit the glass, because it does almost hit the glass. I feel like I'm about to break my glass when I do that. That's how I'm afraid. But this does keep the GoPro nice and tight and sealed inside its protected case. Snaps back in. You have access to the power button now. See, there's a microphone hold here, there's a microphone hold there. So other than that, this is a good contraption. This reaches out pretty far. I do like it, but it just feels a little bit cheap. GoPro for $70, feels a little bit cheap for $70. And I'm not saying that this is not a good product. It is a wonderful product for a login, but just the feel of it, the legs and the arms, or the extensions, and the joints, this comes off too easily. You can lose this. So you're gonna make sure each time you store it away, you have to make sure these are tight. But this is the GoPro Hero 6 Black with the 3-way accessories. I did buy extra batteries, and I am investing in an ND filter for this. So with that said, this is the ThePandaPhotographer giving you guys a easy walkthrough. Pretty simple to use, easy GoPro, really lightweight now. But other than that, ThePandaPhotographer, if you guys like the content, please do subscribe, please do like, share the content. Leave me a comment down below what you guys think about the GoPro and what would you like me to do with the GoPro photography wise or video wise. Let me know down in the comments below. But with that said, eat, sleep, photography, repeat. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Happy shooting.